Hello everyone, my name is Shireen and I just wanted to make a very quick video highlighting the Debug Magazein Indie Game Awards event in Nottingham this past Friday. First of all, thank you to the Debug Magazein for inviting me. And I just feel so lucky to be able to experience that, especially because it was Debug's first ever event like that. So I was very happy and proud to be a part of it. So let's just go through a few things. So my highlights of the show are definitely before the award show. There was actually like a gaming convention where you could go and talk to indie developers and play their games. Some of them were already released, some of them were in early development, and some of them were demos of games that are coming this year or in the future. During that convention, we also had talks in the theatre from the development teams of those games, talking about the development of the games they were inspired by, and sometimes the limitations they had of making the game that they wanted to make, as well as going through everyone on their team as well. So we really got to know the developers at the event as well, and that was actually very inspiring to see that, because I think sometimes we kind of forget about the people behind the scenes, and we just think about the game overall. So that was a really cool thing. A few games that I played at the convention were Lumi, which is like a 3D adventure puzzle platformer game, which I'm really loving. I really did love it. Shout out to Dan, who was there with me at the booth. Again, Dan, I do forgive you, because when I finished the game, he said that I was one of the best players. I didn't offer any help, and I had one of the highest scores, and I was going to take a picture of my high score, and he restarted the demo, so I couldn't do that. Another game I played was Sirena Expedition, which has actually been out for the last few months. It is a 2D cinematic platformer game, which is really just interesting to me. It instantly caught my eye when I walked into the convention. It reminds me of if Subnautica and Astroneer and Full Void had a baby, that would be Siren Expedition. That's how I would describe it. It's such a cool game. I absolutely loved the game. I couldn't stop talking about it to the developer. Basically, I was talking to the developer as I was playing it, and I was just floored by what I was seeing. So I don't know the name of this game, but it is a 3D pop-up book projector game. So basically there's a homemade projector projecting the game onto a 3D pop-up book. And each page of the 3D pop-up book is a level of the game. And you actually see the character use the 3D pop-up book as a level. It's so cool. And you can also color the pop-up book as well digitally via the projector, which is it's such a cool idea. I've never seen it before. I don't think it has a demo or anything. I think it's just something that they carry around with them. After that, we had a little game show for the Bullion, the Curse of the Cuthroat Cattle game. Again, they did a little talk explaining them as developers, how they made the game, and then what the game was about. And then 4 players from the crowd went onto the stage and played the game. It's basically it's a multiplayer battle royale, but it's like a small arena type. It's very hard to explain it because it's not my kind of game. Finally, we have the actual award show. It was just absolutely incredible. Big shout out to Trista, the host of the award show, and Andrew, the glamorous assistant who is also the head guy at Debug Magazein. Big shout out to them. It was just really cool to be in the crowd, applauding every single developer that was nominated, and obviously the ones that won. Also being there and hearing them talk about how they didn't think they were gonna win anything, or who inspired them, and thanking their families and their friends. And it was just literally, I got kind of choked up at certain points, because the amount of passion that these people put into these games and their work, some of them worked extra hours to get the games done. Some of them mentioned that their teams wanted to work extra, but they told them not to because of their dedication to developing the game, which was absolutely incredible. And also, I have to give a massive shout out to the people over at Out of Bit. I've seen them at 3 gaming conventions now. They developed the game Full Void that I absolutely love, and they were nominated for 2 awards, but they got one. They were nominated for the Best Physical Release, and they were nominated for the Subscriber's Choice Award. and they won the Debug Magazine Subscribers Choice Award. And when I tell you, I could not scream or clap and shout loud enough for them. I was so proud of them. Like, I had to go and give them all a big hug afterwards because I was just like, literally, I can't explain. Like, when I went to WASD in Brick Lane last year, I saw this game and I was like instantly hooked to it. I was like, this game is amazing. I played like 20 minutes of the demo because I didn't want to spoil the game for myself. And I just like instantly connected with them on like a personal level. And ever since then, it's just been like, you are going to be successful with this game. Don't worry about it. You're going to be this successful. And then they had the really successful Evercade release of the game. And now they're everywhere, and everyone knows about this game. And clearly, the, the magazine readers love it as well. So, yeah, it was just a really cool event. And just thank you. You know, I'm this little YouTuber, you know, trying to spread news and updates and love for indie games, and it's just a really cool. It's just a cool feeling to be seen, you know, at these places. And yeah, it was nice meeting a lot of the debug team as well, especially Andrew, he was I think he follows me on Twitter, but he was retweeting and liking a lot of my tweets, and he literally said to me like, "I like what you do." So it was really cool, and that's also another thing about the event. That's the first event I've ever been to where people recognize me from Twitter. Two people in particular, you know who you are. Actually, three people in particular who recognized me and said, "Are you Shreed?" And I was just taken aback. I never had that before. I never had people recognize me at an event, so that was really cool as well. So I'm not gonna just keep rambling on, but thank you so much for Debug. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.